Hello and welcome back to another Oasys Top Tips. Did you know that you can create report page templates with items that will appear on every page using the master page in Oasys Reporter? Today I'm going to talk to you about the master page in Reporter and how it can be used to customize the look and feel of your reports. To start with, I'm going to use the Executive 16:9 landscape template. So I'll double click it and open it up. And here we can see we have various items, so a placeholder here and a caption, which can be selected, but some of these can't be. And that's because they belong to what's called the master page. And the master page is essentially a special page which shares its items with every other page. This can be useful if you want to display something on every page, and you can edit it all in one place and it will propagate to each page. To access the master page, click on the hat symbol here, View Master Page, and you'll see that the other items that were on the main page have disappeared. We can now treat this just like any other page. You can click on the items, edit them, and change them. For example, I can make this wider and change the color to red. Then when I go back to the main page by deactivating the master page, you can see that the changes have been propagated. Reporter has some special variables, which are the current page and total pages. If we look in the variable tree here, we can see them listed as well, and they're read-only, but we don't see any values for them. That's because those are generated specially for each page. So if I go to the main page and then duplicate it, and then edit this and call this page 2, I can press P or click on the button here to go into percent view, and I can now see we have 2 pages, 2 out of 2, and if I scroll to page 1, it shows it's page 1. So the current page updates based on the page number. It's useful to have this on the master page because I want to have it on every page in my report. So if I want to change the format, for example, instead of having a slash, I could say out of. Then if I go back to the main report, I can see 1 out of 2. Going back to the master page, I'm just going to add some things to give you a feel of what sort of customizations you can do. So I'm going to add some rectangles here and give it some interesting shapes. And you can copy and paste, Control C, Control V, just like on other pages. Move things around. Might move that up a bit. And then also the order of things matches just like normal pages. So if I want to have this circle behind the white here, then I need to right click on it and go center back. If I click on the page and then click on reorder items, I can see all of the items on the page, and this is just for the master page. If I close this and then go to the main page and look at items, I can now see just the items for this page, and the items for the master page are not displayed. If I want to change the color of the page, then I will need to do this on a page-by-page basis. This is because the master page is generated first, and then the main page is generated. So the page properties supersede the master page properties. So in this case, to change the color, I would need to go to Page, Properties, and then change the color here. I'm just going to have a look for a color I like. I'm going to go for this sort of blue hue, and OK. Now if I toggle the master page, you'll see that the old color is still there. But that doesn't matter because it will use the main page color. However, note that color hasn't propagated to page 2, so I would need to change that manually. In this case, I'm just going to delete this page, and now I can copy the main page here. Control I, current page, and we can see we have page 2 here. Lastly, it's worth pointing out that if I have a script item on the master page, this will be generated first. So I'm just going to write a simple script here, and it's going to be a print message, log print master page generated. You can also copy items between the master page and normal pages. So I'm just going to go Control C, move back to the master page, Control V. And I'm going to move this down and the new script across. And notice now that this script item here, script 10, which belongs to the master page, is run first. So we can see the generation order is number 1. And this placeholder would be generated. And then lastly, this new script here. And I can't select this one because it's on the master page. I'm just going to quickly edit this and say main page generated. If we go to page 2, I can now see that this script item from the master page is still there. I'll just move this down to make it easier to see. And I'm just going to come and copy across this script. And this is a good way of showing how the master page can be really useful because you wouldn't need to copy things across in this case. Now I'm just going to open up the log file, clear it, and then generate the report in 2 different ways. Firstly, I'm going to generate the whole report here. And see, clicking on that, we've generated the report and each of the items on the master page. So these master items here. Then master page generated, which is the output from our script 10 item on the master page. And next we generate the items on page 1. And we have that script 10_1 main page generated. And then because we've already generated the master page, that doesn't happen again for page 2. So we don't have the master page generated output script. We just go straight to the main page generated script. However, if I clear this, and now on page 2, I just generate just this page, it's now going to generate the master page as well. So every time I generate, the first thing that's generated is the master page, and then all subsequent pages are generated. And this is important because if you're working on a template, you might want to store certain things on the master page, like a script which has general functions you might want to access, whereas other scripts which you want to run on every page, you'll need to have them on a per page basis rather than just on the master page. So this has just been a quick overview of the reporter master page, and I hope you find that useful when you're creating your own custom reports or editing existing templates. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you at the next Oasys Top Tips.